All right, so this is my reading planner, and this is from, oh my goodness, I can never remember the stuff. Little Inkling Design. So this is the reading planner, and I haven't really been in it in a while. Like, I haven't filled out half the stuff I wanted to. I just feel like I'm starting to lose myself. Like, I do read a lot of books. I read a good amount of books. Right now, I am listening to. Okay, I had to get my iPad real quick, but for now, I am. Alright, so for my Kindle, I am. That's why my Kindle on my phone, and then my Kindle, my iPad have different books. So this one, I'm reading A Murder Spells Trouble. On my book, on my other one, I'm reading. Let's see. Finder by author. As you can tell, I have a lot of books up here. I did, like right now, I have like 1,800, like, or like trilogies or duologies and shit like that. So, I don't think, where is it? No. But I am reading, actually, I'll show another one. So, that is this one. That's the Kindle, my Audible. And it's funny because I really don't listen to my Audible on my iPad. I only listen to it in the car. Ugh, that was a hard one. Okay. So, what I'm listening to in the car is The Day We Died, The Bullet, Kind of Freedom, and These Toxic Things. So, The Day We Died is about a woman who finds out her father is a serial killer when she's a child. And then basically the day they died is the day that they, change their name and move away. But then they end up finding she ends up becoming a CSI technician and finds a copycat murderer that uses the exact same MO that her dead father does. So that's interesting. It's a short book. It's only like 5 hours long, so I have another 3 left. The Bullet is very interesting because I just started it. I'm only on chapter 1, and basically this woman has she works as um a professor at Georgetown University or whatever, and she has carpal tunnel, and then she gets a MRI, and then a technician, the radiology technician, asks her how did she get the bullet, and she's like, "Oh, I have a bullet in my neck." So they send for an X-ray. But when she goes home and mentions to her parents, instead of them laughing, they just like act really weird towards her, and then come to find out she's adopted, and it's about to be some all that stuff. So that's the summary from it. But it just goes all the way in. And then A Kind of Freedom is an interesting book. So it talks about a black family in every different, I like every different way. So the first part that you're reading of is the black woman when she's a slave. And then it goes down to when her her daughter, and then her great grandchild. So it's going to be like a different type of freedom in every different generation. So that one is very interesting. These Toxic Things is kind of weird. It's this one female. She's so focused on her clothing and look. I don't know. It's a weird book. I'm not really sure how I feel about These Toxic Things. The other 3 I do like, but These Toxic Things I'm kind of not a fan of. But those are the 4 that I'm listening to. For my Goodreads, yeah, The Bullet, The Day We Die, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I'm listening to this one too. I'm surprised. I didn't do that one. But 3 a.m. is interesting. So it's about this guy, Henry Benz, who has Henry Benz. He literally sleeps 23 hours a day. He's only up at 3 a.m. But he just happens to be up at 3 a.m. where he notices a murder. And the murderer just happened to be the 44th president of the United States. And then it just goes from there. And it's so every chapter is like is the next day because he's only up for an hour a day. Then I'm reading 13 Coven Academies by R.G. Bryce. This is book 2 of the trilogy. It also came from her 13 Covens, which is actually either 2 big books or 13 separate books, but this is kind of like the offshoot of it. So I have that one. The books that I had finished reading, The Four Demon Grimoire, Akata, Warrior. I'm really liking this book. I think I have the third one to listen to. The Rising Horde, the last one, book 3, and I know there has to be a book 4 because the way it ended, I need a book 4. The Cases That Haunt Us. Now, this is all the stuff that I read for April. The Cases That Haunt Us is really traumatizing because it talks about like Jean Benet, Lizzie Borden, Jack the Ripper, the Zodiac Killer, and like the guy, John Douglas. He's actually the Mind Hunter. He was actually involved in it, so it just goes through all the things. This one's funny, How to Draw Friends and Sacrifice Toxic People. So hilarious. I love the book. The Gathering of the Last Storm 2. And I don't know why this is there twice. It's not supposed to be there twice. But I wore, listen, because I do my occult stuff too, but it says my air magic, earth magic, fire magic, and it should be water magic, not this one again. But then I listened to these randomized. So, randomized, the last conversation, you have arrived at your destination, Arc and Summerfrost are all part of these. I can't think of the actual name of what it is, but they're just like sci-fi. And the first one I came across, Emergency Skin, was by N.K. Jemisin because I've already read some of her books. So it's kind of like futuristic, and they're all like maybe 1 to 3 hours long. So I'll list all 6 of them. There is a Water Magic, 13 Covens, Coven 1, the first one. The Haunted, that was a very good book. Mercy Skin. No, those was in March. So all these, let's see. Okay, so this was the beginning of what I read. Where is Spare? Why is Spare not here? Okay, Spare, oh yeah, it is. Okay, so from the beginning, in January, I read The Light We Carry, Stranded, Educated. I thoroughly hated this book and loved it, but the book's just, I don't know, it's very iffy. Talking While a Female, Another Dangerous Act. I listened to this one. Then this is the last one in the trilogy of it. The Bells, I've read all 3 of them. The third book seemed a little rushed, but like she said, she was going through a lot. She wrote it during the pandemic, and everything, but I still feel like it was washed off really. I kind of didn't like the ending. I kind of liked half of it, but not the beginning of it. I feel like it just skipped through so much stuff that we really should need to know. Please, Radical Self-Care for Wild Women of Color. My planning buddy sent me that. Becoming, I finally read it in its entirety. What I did, it was decent. I listened to this one. Spider Goddess, Quarter to Midnight, 15 Tales of Horror Suspense. I loved them. The Davenports, I loved. I cannot wait for book 2. But book 1 just came out, and this, let's see. What did I do? Okay, so what I did started February. So the Davenports, it just came out January? Last year? Not January last year, but I'm talking about not beginnings, man. But it just came out, so the next one isn't due till next year. Token Black Girl pissed me the fuck off, but it was a really good book of just her life as a token black girl, but it was still fucking damn near traumatizing. But The Wood Keeps, I got this from Barnes and Noble, like the little bin, their discount area. Loved it. It was okay. Then there's Akata Witch. Loved all that. The books 1 and 2. Haunted History of Philadelphia. My friend's friend wrote this, and I enjoyed all the history of Philadelphia and all and everything like that. Spare, of course, it was good. Book of Fallen. Reading this book was more traumatizing than watching the series. So now, of course, I have to watch the series all over again. Verity, I enjoyed Verity. I was confused at the end. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? But that started my March, and I just enjoyed it. Then I did all these other books I was just talking about, and then the books that I just started in April. Okay, The Rising Horde, Akata Warrior, and The Four Demons. Why didn't I read this book? But yeah, So that's all that I did. And I only have, my challenge is 110 books, and I read 40. It says I'm not books ahead of schedule, but to me, I'm actually behind because it's not as far as I thought I would be, but it's good enough. So yeah, so that's what I have going on. And so I am going to use this kit that my planner buddy had sent me. I do not know where it's from. I think in my book group they may know where it is, but I didn't write it down. This washi, of course, is from Simply Gilded. I have a lot of her book washi. Actually, I prefer the book washi because it's simple. It gives me exactly what I need, what I want. So we have that. And let's see. I just like to have the decorations at the bottom. Most of them at the bottom. Because I don't really use it how I want to use it, or how I should think I should use it. But everything's always subjective, you know? Like, you use it how you want to use it, not how everybody thinks you should use it. But sometimes I still feel a little awkward. You know, because I'm so used to, you know, I do my, you know, like I do my planning. Well, I'm used to planning with, you know, just write stuff down. So I've only been doing sticker planning for, what, 3 years now? 3, 4 years? So it's still interesting to me. And so sometimes I could go a little bit overboard by doing way too much. But I'm just trying to kind of get in where I fit in. You know what I mean? But I do enjoy the sticker planning. Now this is read. So from here, actually just like how it is, just there. Read. So I'm going to have my and these are, I don't know, you can see the pen. Let's see it get close to you. Probably can't see the tip of the pen. I'm looking up, but yeah, there. And they're, just got it from Amazon, that these are going to be my physical books. My Kindle books. And my audiobooks. And that's because they're going in the row. So the audiobooks can be here, Kindle here, physical here. So it's kind of cute. Well, not kind of cute, but it's cute. I like how it flows. You know, so again, I do read a lot. I normally end up reading majority of my books. Well, since I'm on a road so freaking long because, you know, it takes me around an hour to drive 20 minutes because DC traffic is just complete trash. I end up listening to an audiobook on my way to work. Sometimes, depending on my mood or how the weather is, I may listen to an audiobook on my way home. Like today, it was rainy, but I was just in a foul mood with the traffic, so I was just listening to my old school jams. And when I mean old school, I mean like from the early '80s. Like I was born in 1980, so you know, like real old school, old school. But normally I always listen to that. But I am at work and there's not too much stuff going on. That is when I read my. That is when I read my ebooks. Every once in a while, I'll bring a. That's great. Now it's out of my view. I swear, it's not one thing, it's another. Yep, and that fucking pen is gone. I just have irking goddamn days. And it seems like today is going to be one of them damn days. And I'm not really into the freaking mood of dealing with it right now. I swear. It's just, if it's not one thing, it's another. And I would just be trying to chill and relax. But sometimes it just doesn't work out for me like that. And then I try. I'm just so tired. You know how you get to that point where you're just like, you know, can I just have one goddamn day? This one miserable ass day without shit just going wrong from top to bottom. So it is what it is. Whatever. But this is for that. I'm going to grab this I got from Melon and Eclectic. And I put on my book stickers in here. So I don't know why I did that. Physical books. Audio books. Did it. I don't think I have one for Kindle. I thought I did. No, that's not Kindle at all. But I do want one for my Kindles. Here we go. There's a Coffee Monster Co. for the Kindle books. And yeah, I have all these other stickers. I'm out of my reading quotes, which is why it's empty. Box tabs. I have this one. Audiobooks. Physical books. Currently reading. Kindle books. Currently reading. No, audiobooks. Currently reading. There you go. I do have to remember every night charge my damn tablet. I actually need to charge it every 2 nights. So I'll charge it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Because I always forget. And then I go bring it with me and I'm like, damn it, it's dead. And then I end up using my phone, and then my phone ends up dying, and then I'm mad at that because then I have to keep charging my phone up, and it's just such a hassle. So that is going to be charged. Reading book club. This is reading. Oh, so I'm not going to be using these yet. that I'm currently reading. So what I will do is I will use all of these of what I'm currently listening to. Because every day I listen to a different audiobook. And then, like, I'll probably have like 4 or 5 of them I'm listening to. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm not even in the mood for this one. And then I'll go ahead and listen to something completely different. So, but I always listen in the car. I'm in the car like 2 to 4 hours a day. So, yeah, I can get through a couple of books. And for my physically currently reading ones, that is different. So, I could read 2 physical books in a week. So I'm just gonna do that for 2. And then my Kindles, I could go back to that one. I don't know why, but my Kindle books I seem to go through a lot faster than my regular books. No, what's that called? My Kindle books I go through a lot faster. So I could be reading one Monday, one Wednesday, one Friday, and one on Sunday. I don't know why I go through my Kindle books faster, but I do. So then that is my book haul setup. And then that is it for next week.